I just received the greatest gift.
A paper
Towel.
Because apparently you love paper towels.
It was just the way that Amelia randomly walked up to me and said, "Here, I know you like paper towels," because she's not wrong.
No, you love paper towels.
I love, but like in particular, this is my favorite paper towel because this is a Bounty Select-A-Size paper towel.
Is that true? Like, is that seriously?
It's very true. So I used to like regular sized Bounty paper towels, but I'm also trying to stop myself from using so much paper and plastic for the environment. And Select-A-Size lets you have like, you know, the opportunity to select a size and select a smaller size. So this is my favorite paper towel.
Awesome. Great. Good story.
Thanks.
Just coming out the gate with the hot gas.
I know.
This is good. This is good.
Is Bounty gonna sponsor us now? I feel like they should.
Let me get our liquor sponsor first. Before we jump to Bounty, let's try to get some beer liquor.
Yeah, Blue Moon, please. I'm like literally using a paper towel on a coaster right now. I feel like I need to use it.
It's a giraffe eating a key lime pie because this is a key lime pie sour with nice vanilla notes.
Why is it a giraffe eating it?
I don't fucking know.
What's it called?
Steam and key lime.
Nothing that would signal giraffe, but I'm all for that
nothing.
being your mascot.
Like, it's just brewed by nothing to deal with the giraffe either. Yep, independent craft. So
okay,
no giraffe notes anywhere, but it's quite delicious.
How do you know?
That is fair. I've never eaten giraffe meat.
Let's never have that happen.
Yeah,
I had kangaroo before.
I hate that.
You made me eat alligator once.
Alligator? You ate alligator?
Tasted like chicken.
Kangaroo we had an Australian brunch joint in New York that we'd always go to, and they had kangaroo burger. Kangaroo burger was good.
You know, I can actually vividly remember that restaurant where we ate the fried alligator, and I remember the dish that I got. It was green beans and shrimp, and I love shrimp, and that shrimp was insanely spicy, and I couldn't eat any of the shrimp.
Yeah. I get that.
Sad story.
So what's up? This is a Ask Us Anything episode because this week was very tiring.
Yes.
And we didn't get to anything, so I don't want to talk about movies or shit. I mean, we'll talk about movies, obviously. But
you can ask about whatever you want. You can ask about movies. We're all going to the Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday, and we have been prepping. You can ask about our prep. You can ask about South by Southwest stuff, at least the stuff we're allowed to talk about.
Legitimately anything.
Literally anything.
But we can't answer anything by South by yet because literally nothing has.
Nothing?
Well, only in theater stuff. So like nothing online is played yet.
Okay. I can't tell you anything about South by. I take it all back.
Although I think probably, I don't know yet. I've only seen 3 movies so far, but I think one of the Midnighters that plays tonight will be one of my favorite Midnighters of the festival.
Isn't the Midnighter we talked about?
I'm pretty confident about it.
Isn't the Midnighter we talked about?
Maybe.
Like offline?
Possibly. It's one that has to do with screen life, so I'm just gonna say that.
All right, I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe I'll watch that when I go home.
Yeah.
All right.
My review will be out tomorrow morning.
I look forward to reading it. Vanya's our first super chat tonight. I raise my glass to you, Matt. How much of a hard ass is Perri on a 1 to 10 scale, and how do your benders often end? Like, bring back beer pong. A hard ass? How so?
I was gonna say so. Like, hard ass and badass are 2 different things to me. So if I hear hard ass. A hard ass to me is someone that is very hard on someone or overbearing, maybe. Like a hard ass, like it's gonna be someone tough to deal with. So like you're like a 2, like on the negative. Like literally, we've never had a problem with anything because like if anything, you're like an anti-hard ass. You're like a little soft, little moldy thing of putty, and you'll just immediately just fold. Like there's nothing there. So like
it's a pretty fair description.
Hard ass, I gotta go. I've seen you do badass. I have seen some badass moments when we were on the streets of LA and literally somebody said something inappropriate. You got like right up and we're like saying stuff. So like badass is there. Hard ass, I've never seen.
Because it's not cool. If you say something to one of my friends and like get close, I'm gonna, I don't know, get all prickly and annoyed.
No, totally. So hard ass. And then how do your benders? I mean, if we're on one of my benders, usually they end with me taking a bunch of food to my bed and falling asleep with it.
We're
my
trying
bed.
to make pizza bagels and crawling on the
Oh,
floor
yeah,
of the
that
kitchen.
happened one time.
Ordering pizza through the oven.
Yeah, tried to do that one.
Really, how they end is
Really all
Wait,
pizza related. There's a
did
lot of
you-
pizza related endings.
Did you just say ordering pizza through the
Yeah.
oven?
Yeah, because he was supposed to be ordering pizza when instead he came and laid on the floor and tried to put pizza bagels raw dog
Okay.
without a cooked
So
meat.
no, I did not try to use the oven
In
to
the
order
oven.
pizza. I tried to
That's
put
what I heard.
Yeah, no, I put pizza bagels in the oven.
I was
Step.
like talking to like the oven gremlins, like make me a pizza.
Make me pizza.
His vendors end with me mopping the floor at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That was one single time, and it was water. Can we clarify that it was water? Because mopping could mean a lot of things.
Why do you have so much of a reputation that you need to clarify that it's water?
I'm not saying I have a reputation. I'm just saying if you're mopping, it could be any liquid. So I just want to clarify that it's water. All I'm saying. Someone's playing beer pong too late
I
until 3 in the morning.
appreciate that question was directed at you.
Oh yeah, 100%. No,
You.
they typically like, and especially my New York vendors, like I would always stop for like food on the way home where we were. So like bodegas were open 24/7, sandwich, whatever it was. One time I woke up the next morning with just an entire container of white rice in my bed, and like I didn't have white rice that night, and I don't think we had leftovers. I still to this day don't know where that white rice came from.
It's very random. One of my favorite things about, going out and having some drinks in New York and then going home and ordering food was being able to order in from legitimate diners.
Yep.
Man, I ordered so many grilled cheeses, and I went through a phase where I would always order scrambled eggs and hash browns, and they were so good. I've tried to do that here in the middle of the night,
it's
and
garbage. It's absolute
and
garbage.
like, when you've had a little liquid courage, you make the same mistake over and over. So I've DoorDashed from this same breakfast place. I don't even know how many times, and literally every time I get it and eat it, I'm like, why did I do that?
If we're doing after drinking foods, me and my friend Joe in Brooklyn, Joe, my pong partner who won
I know,
12
Joe.
games in a row. We would spend like $80 on diner food, and it's just the two of us.
How do you even spend $80 on diner food?
Yeah, exactly. One time, like we had to come face to face with our like literal sins the next morning because we ordered we ordered $50 worth of diner food for the two of us. We ate all of it and passed out at like 4 a.m. on my couch.
Okay.
We woke up the next day, and somehow there was a glitch in Seamless or whatever it was in New York, and it resent the order like just randomly. None of us did anything. It just resent the order. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, we both wake up to this guy holding like $50 worth of more greasy diner food. Like, did you guys order this? Like, or like I'm delivering it?
That's one of those stories where years and years later, one of you admit that you did it.
No, neither of us did. Both of us were dead asleep. I promise you. We had passed
Okay.
out. We were dead asleep. And like the guy's like, hey, did you guys order this? I pointed to all the empty containers on the table, and we're like,
did you have to pay
no.
for it?
No. They were
Okay.
cool about it. But it was
Okay.
just that thing of like realizing how much we ate. And when the order came again, we were like, oh my God, we ate all of that last night. We're like, what the hell?
Hey, Steven, how you doing? With the 25th anniversary of Buffy, did you watch it?
Not.
I did. I think I did. I can't remember if I watched every single season, but I did watch a lot of Buffy when I was younger. I mean, this is probably the cliche answer to give, but my favorite episode is Hush. That was just like one of the most nightmarish episodes, and for like a horror-loving little me, those creatures were just ingrained in my brain. I've rewatched that episode fairly recently too.
I've only watched the musical episodes.
Mm.
Monaco loves it. So like I watched it one time for him.
I love how we went for the opposite.
yeah,
the
straight up
silent
the opposite.
episode and the musical episode.
Well, again, like I wasn't watching that kind of content when it came out and was popular. So I've only seen a few random episodes of Buffy here and there. I mean, like I'm just coming back on Supernatural. Like I just started that. So like I'm 1.5 seasons in at this point. So like I'm slowly building back all of those shows that I missed out and going with now. But like it's gonna take a while just to get through Supernatural. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like Buffy's really on the horizon for me.
Maybe I'll catch up on something after awards season ends. Did you see anything you like?
No.
What's going on in the chat?
I have not been. There's a bunch of things here.
The reason I'm not going for the chat much is because your laptop has reverse scroll because you're
Yeah,
a
I
monster,
know,
and it
I
just
know.
annoys me every time I touch it.
You posted this in the chat before. It's literally a chocolate porter with potato chip.
Wait, what?
straight up. So like, to me, it tastes like, you ever have like those monster cookies?
What is a monster cookie?
Like people will make cookies, like a chocolate chip cookie or like a candy cookie, and then put potato chips in it. So like you get like the potato chip.
What is it called at Momofuku? Like the trash.
Literally a trash
like
cookie or something like that.
Something like that. Garbage
so, like,
cookie. I don't know.
I don't know why. I forget where Monster came from, but like when I would get them, they were called monster cookies by me. But like, yeah. So like he told me about that, and it sounded exactly like that. I would try that. Happy birthday, Steven's grandma. 93.
Oh yes, happy birthday.
Hell yeah.
What else you got?
I'm just going down.
What else you got?
I don't know. Why?
Do they have?
Sure. Yes. Possibly.
Is Michael here? We have a Patreon member from Australia.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever you want is dangerous. Is dangerous.
You know,
but we're open to it.
Here we go. This is one.
How would you want to die in a horror movie?
So we know we're gonna die, and we have to pick our way to go. I'm trying to think of like all the stereotypical characters, because there's how I would die and how I'd want to die.
We both just did the same thing.
Yeah, no, I was going through the characters and like the character arcs, because like how I die, we all know how I die. Like I'm the idiot that goes from the beer or something, and like
you're first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm first. I'm not surviving.
Wrong place, wrong time. Ignored all the signs.
Yeah, first, but how would I want to? I mean, like, God, I want to be the hero.
I kind of want, it's like I could go the sensitive route and say, I want to die sacrificing myself for someone else. But if I'm talking about like, if I were in a movie and I were acting in the scene, I would want something like really over the top brutal, like Bread Slicer in Fear Street. Like I want a big stunt with a lot of wild special effects and blood.
So I think about it, and it's like, I mean, if I'm acting in it and I don't have to die in real life, like that's different. Because like my real life thing is like, I want to die on the spot. I want to face the villain and just die there, not be like the Texas Chainsaw remake or the House of Wax remake, where you get like taken back and then like dealt with later. No, I want on the spot. I want to die immediately, saving somebody else. But we all know I'm dying with a beer in my hand, and
probably
that is just how I go out.
Probably. Have we decided how I'm realistically going out?
Realistically is hard.
Like where do I fuck up? Where do I make my mistake? Where am I most likely to make my mistake?
You trust somebody you shouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You are the one who like, I mean, any Scream movie where like you trust somebody and immediately get turned on.
That's saying you like he doesn't share the exact same trait, which I think is.
Yeah, but I don't last long enough to get to trust anybody. That's the thing. I die before I can trust anyone.
But it's like if I'm going through the franchise, the Scream franchise, it's like Sydney's trusted Billy and other people, but she still made it through.
She did.
So I could still have the fight to make it through, but I will trust the wrong people. You're not wrong about that.
You'll trust exactly. You'll like a whole cult too. It won't be one person. Like you'll trust an entire organization.
Oh no!
You're the sacrifice or some shit.
Oh no! I mean,
I mean,
Midsommar.
Another question. This one is easier, more film related.
What do you think? Who do you think is winning Best Actress? I say Chastain. I really do think that anyone's pick of those 5 individuals is fair game right now. Anything could happen. I think because it's such a toss-up, I am leaning towards just committing to going with my heart in the category and saying Kristen Stewart, who I think everybody in that category gives a great performance. I think Kristen Stewart is the most deserving winner, in my personal opinion. And I think she's got a real chance.
I'm with you. It's a complete toss-up. I don't know. I think if I look back historically, I feel like Chastain is the one that, like, if we all want to go back to that line about, like, best acting mean more acting and all that stuff like that, like, I think Chastain's performance and Eyes of Tammy Faye fits what the Academy would gravitate towards. They could shock us. That they haven't in the past. So, like, I would love if they do, but I think I would go with Chastain at this point. I think as well, I would put that. And like, that's the only thing that movie deserves. And even at that, it's a stretch, you know?
Well, I think that movie deserved more, but that's just my opinion.
That's just your
opinion. My opinion.
We should do a whole bracket the weekend of Oscars. We'll do a bracket on Friday.
Okay.
Read it out. And then
I like that.
Another bet for us.
This is a good plan. I like bets.
This is important. This is so important.
No, the question should apply to me because I've been working.
You have been working.
I have been working. How jacked are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Do I have to answer that?
I don't know.
Do I have to answer that?
Sure.
I don't know.
What's the is one,
Like,
one
what is
good, 10 good?
Yeah, like what's the range? I don't know. You've been working out
Just
real hard.
I'm just working out.
I'll give
I'm like
you-
a 6.
I'll give you. Well, you just gave yourself a 6.
Yeah,
I'll give you bonus points because the muscles look extra
Yeah,
badass when you
with the
have
the
a
tattoo is
hard
nice, yeah.
food arm, right? Yeah.
Put something right, like the stupid comments right there. Sorry, I'm not taking it off. I'm gonna put something right here. Something's gonna go in this spot, and I haven't figured it out yet.
You need
I
to
will.
get more jacked
will.
so you have more space to put
Exactly.
tattoos as your
No,
muscle
this is gonna
grows.
kill. This is gonna hurt so much right here. And so I'm like, do I know I want to fill it up? But I'm like, do I actually want to fill that up?
I've been working out so hard so I don't have little string bean arms in my
Little
dress on
little
Sunday.
string bean arms. We have some
They're arms with no
super
definitions. They're just
chats.
like rods that hang from your shoulders.
We'll do the 2 super chats and then
Okay.
go with some more. I'll go back before the super chats, but we'll just do those first.
Wiley Todd, how you doing? So I got South by Southwest online pass for $500 for my birthday. Happy birthday, enjoy it. I think this was
Yeah.
bad because
Yeah.
there are not a lot of movies online. Do you think the online festival passes will end now because of in person? I mean, I'm feeling the effects on the press side of things. It's you guys know my main thing when I cover a film festival is I do a whole bunch of interviews, but I have been limited on what I can do interviews for because a lot of stuff is in person only, and also this happens every year to a degree, but I feel like it's pretty significant this year. A lot of the movies that are playing at South by already have distribution, and a lot of them are coming out a week or 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I going to do an interview out of South by Southwest when it's much easier for everyone involved to just have me do the interview out of the main junket? So, I feel the limitations, but I think one of the more exciting things to spin this around for you, Wiley, is that yes, you might be limited and you might not be seeing like the big things or like, the spotlight features that everyone's adding to their, most anticipated of the festival list, but you're going to have the opportunity to find a whole bunch of hidden gems that a lot of other people out there won't actually take the time to explore. So
Yep.
I think you could use this opportunity to your benefit.
Yeah, but I mean, to continue the conversation of the second part of the question, do you think online festival passes will end now because of in person? Yes. I mean, we're all going to get back to the way festivals were.
No.
No.
I
Yes.
say no.
South by Southwest was not going to survive if they did online again. And the fact that I totally understand the accessibility. I totally understand all the conversations around having the online, but like once things can go back to normal, like it costs so much to do the online portions. It doesn't make sense for these festivals moving forward to keep doing them once in person becomes a thing again. I'm not saying that's a good idea or a bad idea either way, but I am saying that like the monetary strain on all these festivals, like Nightstream only happened because Nightstream had to happen that way. And for those who don't know, Nightstream was a collection of film festivals like Boston Underground Independent, Overlook Film Festival, Brooklyn Horror Fest, and they all came together to do the same festival because that was the only way they could do it online. And that's because it costs so much to do it online that a bunch of smaller festivals had to do it together. So now when they go back to do like their regular festivals, like online goes away in that because
can you break down some of the costs of what it takes to do an online festival?
So basically every time someone screens something, like that is a cost and to them. So like, let's put it in the press terms, like, and this is inside baseball stuff, but like press people, we don't pay for tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So number one, like once they're giving out press screeners and press access to us for an online festival, all that money's out the door. So they're paying for us to watch movies and we don't give anything back to them.
So what I'm trying to clarify is not necessarily with press where it's like they lose money because you didn't have to buy a ticket, but you still saw the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what is the cost of actually setting up an online festival environment? Because my thought right now is that, yes, you want to get back to film festivals being full force in person. You need it for the festival itself. You need it for the city that it's based in. But if you could make some extra money by making online passes available and making even a limited amount of the lineup accessible to people who can't come in, isn't that just extra money in their pockets?
The much longer answer is no. I also don't know the exact specific numbers, so I don't want to lie about that and stuff like that. But having talked to enough people who work in the industry and having had the insight of that was always my prerogative too. My thinking was always, it's an online festival. It's so easy, right? Everyone can access it. Like, what's the big deal? It's just a streaming platform. Number one, apparently is obnoxiously expensive to do those streaming
Mhm.
platforms. Number two, again, every time someone clicks in, that is a cost that goes against you or something like that. And so people like RSVPing for something, and like for some reason it really gets complicated with people not watching things, and it gets complicated with like saying they will but then not, and like all these other things. Like there are so many factors that basically like online festivals are not sustainable. They are great for everyone, don't get me wrong, but they're not sustainable. And then also, let's go back to South by. There's a reason that Wiley is saying this, because yeah, like X isn't in that. Bodies isn't in that. Lost City Lost City is not in that. So like those are the big movies and the big draws, and those are playing in person only for a reason. That's to get you back to Texas. That's to get people back in the idea of like, we're going back here. And like A24 doesn't want their movies spoiled. Like they don't want people pirating, because pirating was a huge issue. Nobody's talking about that, but like a lot of festivals were like, no, like pirating sucked during our festivals. Like it's still going to happen. So like an A24 is never going to let people, and like I'm talking for a press side too, like inside baseball again, I didn't get any A24 screeners. I'm going to see X in person a day after it premieres at South by in LA, because like that's the only thing they'll let me do. And I got lucky because LA is having a press screening, but like there's no screeners available for that stuff for a reason, because A24 doesn't want to like risk any of that. So like it's just where we are. Like you're not going to have as good a festival by doing it online, because people aren't going to like trust you to like do online and give you something that could get pirated, and in person just makes all the money. So like that is the crash course of why like it's a great thing to have, and I understand that. And if festivals keep doing it, that's great, and they can, but it's not as business savvy as people think. And everyone online just sees one side of the story. And unfortunately, I will bring up again, our industry is a business. We run on money. We need money to do this stuff. So like, unfortunately, it comes down to that. So yeah, it's going to get back to the point, I think, where online kind of just like dissipates. Maybe that's 5 years from now. Maybe like we're still dealing with this shit, that Corona and stuff like that, like literally fucking 5 years, 10 years from now. So like maybe there will be a need for all of this continuing moving forward. But like, I don't know. If we go back to normal, I can see that going away.
He nailed it.
Okay.
Like,
I'll take it.
I saw the look.
The other thing to consider is server load. Like the amount of money it costs
Yeah.
out of pocket to host the things that are running smoothly for people to watch it, especially for something like South by Southwest, is astronomical. And film festivals are rarely profitable to begin with. It also muddies the water for streaming rights in general.
Yes.
So if you know that you're hosting a film that's not going to get major distribution, like an A24 movie is, and you're going to depend on a pickup on streaming, that is inherently complicated if a huge pool of people already have streaming access to your thing, whether it be through the site platform itself from a timed exclusive, or from all the people who have pirated it.
Mm-hmm. That. So, yes.
Why'd you apologize?
I don't know, because we're doing an AMA episode.
You answered.
But like, yeah, I know, but I just
You
went on a
answered
fucking
the question.
I went on a whole fucking just tangent there. So
It was informative. I appreciated it.
Yeah. And again, the last thing is because, like, again, I agree with you. I think it's a great thing for people to have access, and like, you know, people that can't travel to South by and can actually access. And like, again, Wiley, there's only one Midnighter that's not on the online servers.
Bodies.
No. So Bodies, that's narrative. They didn't even put it in the Midnighter.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I take it back. You're right. X is one, and then there's this one, I think Danish or something film. But other than that, like Deadstream is there, Sissy is there, like most of the Midnighters are there. A lot of good stuff that Perri said, like all the indie stuff. This is your chance to go gamble on things. Like just go out and gamble on things that just look interesting. And like, I can already tell you again, I've seen 2 Midnighters, and so far I'm enjoying what I'm watching. So like, try shit. That's what happens.
There's another
super chat first, and then I will scroll back up.
Brent Madison is here. Have either of you two seen the horror documentaries In Search of Darkness and 2 4-hour plus docs? Too long or not long enough? I haven't seen either of them. You seem to be aware.
So I will say too long, because I have not seen them for that very reason.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, like I know a lot of people in the docs. I know like the people who made them, but like just to get me to sit down for a 4-hour doc is really hard for me to do. And
1 and 2.
Yeah, so there's 2 of them, like literally,
and both of them are 4 hours.
They're
wow.
long. So like,
wow.
if it's I get it. If it's your thing, like it's totally go for it, because I think they're, you know, I know some, again, I know some of the people in it.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we'll get to that one next. But 4 hours, it's just such a hard sell for me. Like I can't put 4 hours for a documentary in this economy. I don't have that kind of fucking.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I might be a little intimidated about that running time, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If I had the time, I would do it.
Having the time, that is correct. Having the time, different. But for us, I think, at least speaking for,
Don't even get me started on how little time I have right now.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We'll do this one, and I'll scroll back.
Yeah.
Up. Okay. I'll keep
All right.
scrolling. You go with it.
Joey wants to know, who do you think is this generation's Scream Queen? I love how I'm like, pick that question, and I don't have an answer off the top of my head, because I don't know if I can, like, do we have anyone who has gone for a long run in a franchise?
I mean, in a franchise?
Not in a franchise, but Jenna Ortega is the answer right now.
Literally
so.
Jenna Ortega right now. I mean, three in a row in a few months is a pretty good standing.
So I could say Kiana Madeira from Fear Street
There
then.
you go. You can absolutely say that. I would say that Samara Weaving should be.
That's a good call.
Like,
It's a good call.
Like she is, and also she should be more because she does so well. I mean, Ash Evil Dead, Mayhem, Ready or Not, The Babysitter. Like, well, she's kind of like the antagonist in The Babysitter, but still, like, I think she makes a really good final girl. There's got to be more though.
I was gonna say there has to be more who have been in a whole bunch of horror movies.
Well, it's not a whole bunch, but she is. What's the Happy Death Day girl? What's her name?
Oh, Jessica Roth.
Jessica
Roth.
Roth.
Yeah, I think she's definitely on this list.
Yeah.
But we don't have that kind of. I mean, final girls were
Taylor Russell for Escape Room.
fair. But like the whole final girl thing is like birthed from slashers, and the fact that like slashers just haven't been as popular in the mainstream and stuff like that, like it takes away the need for final girls.
It's not about them not being as popular. It's about the fact that we're not really getting very many new ones.
Right.
Tony Collette.
Tony
Toni
Collette.
Collette.
She's
That's
not
fair.
young,
Yes.
but she's still the answer.
Yes.
You don't have to be a fucking
That's fair.
20-year-old hottie to be a Scream Queen.
That's fair.
Toni Collette.
Okay, I'm behind that one.
You know what?
Micah Monroe.
Somebody said Katie Cassidy, and she was in a bunch of those fucking
Okay.
2000s art. That
Wait, there's a whole bunch of
Kate Siegel.
Micah Monroe. Kate
Siegel.
Siegel is definitely a good
Yeah.
answer to this question.
Mike is another one I want more from too. Like I agree with it. I want
Yeah.
more of it too. She's good at it.
I'm ready for even more. Meanwhile, I feel greedy because I literally just saw one of her movies at Sundance, and it was great.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just seeing what else is here. Sorry.
There were a couple more new super chats
Yep,
that came
saw
in
that.
below too.
I want to like get the.
It makes sense. I'm just trying not to forget. My brain isn't organizing things properly anymore.
So Zach, we've done Scream a few times, so I'll get back to that one if we have some more time. We can try this one. It's Scream related, but it's a different question.
Tide, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Tide.
If you each could pick one thing you want to include in Scream 6 and one thing you absolutely don't want, what would they be?
I'm gonna try not to do spoilery because I have spoiler answers and non-spoiler answers. You pick one thing that you want to include in Scream 6 and one thing that you absolutely don't want. Well,
I'm trying to think of how to
I
phrase
know.
it without ruining anything.
all right, so I will do it this way. Maybe this is unpopular, but one thing I want included in Scream 6 is the entire cast that we know can go to Scream 6. I want them to be the focal point. And one thing I don't want to see is the veteran cast. I think we're done. I think whoever is alive and who isn't alive, I very much would be happy to see a Scream story that is with the new blood. And that's the way I'll answer that. Not saying who's alive, who's not. I'm just, all the veterans did a great job. All the new cast did a great job. And what I want and what I don't want is that.
I'm definitely at a point where I'm fine one way or the other. I don't feel strongly enough about it to make it my do not want. I trust the team behind that movie. I think if they find a good reason for any of the veterans to come back, I'll be fine with it because they'll work it into the story in a good way. But I did find that Scream 5 offered closure for them, and I appreciate that. And, you know, I am kind of curious to see if they could take that and run with it. I'm like having a really hard time coming up with something that isn't spoiler related.
Matthew Lillard. That's one thing I want included in Scream 6.
We got Matthew Lillard in Scream 5.
Cameo. Voice
Yeah.
cameo. No,
I mean, it
no.
was something.
That was a nice.
Here,
ode.
I'll give you
Ode to
a
Wes.
want for the next film because it feels like this has been out there and
ahead.
it's not a major spoiler for the Scream 5 plot itself. I want Hayden Panettiere to return as
Oh,
Kirby.
yeah, that is
That's
correct.
the answer to
Correct
me.
answer. That's
And
a correct
I
answer.
think it is a very reasonable want to have because I think there are very promising ways that they could include her in the story going forward.
One thing I want included in Scream 6, Perri and Matt to be the cameo of people in Scream 6 talking on the YouTubes. That's what I want.
That's what I want. How is that?
Go tweet
How
it.
is that not my first answer
tweet at
to
Radio
that
Silence.
question? I wish. Dream
Very
big.
very important question.
I'm a little drunk and making tacos. One question: crunchy or soft?
What are you? I have a clear answer here.
I think I'm a soft taco
Yeah,
person.
I'm 100%. I don't like a crunchy taco shell. I'm always going for the soft taco shell.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
I'm surprised I haven't given that more thought until now, but
Yeah.
I am a soft taco person.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
No question. We did that. Good. Let's go to the next super chat. I'll scroll back up after that. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, baby.
All right.
Patrick is a marathon runner too. What are some good movie score tracks to run to? So, first thing I'll tell you, Patrick, is when I ran my marathon, I ran it to an audiobook because one of the things that helped me most while I was training was to listen to audiobooks, like the best ones I could find, because if I lost myself in the story, I didn't realize how long I was running for, and it made it easier.
That's fair.
And the book that I chose to re-listen to on the actual day was Dr. Sleep. And it helped because I ran a marathon really well and I beat the time that I was going for, and I felt pretty good throughout the whole thing. But as far as movie scores go, I think it's more of a personal answer because like for me, I mean, you'll see the connection that I'm making with the audiobooks, but for me, I want to lose myself. You know what I mean? I want to forget the pain of running that distance. So I feel like I would need to pick a score from one of my favorite movies ever so that when a certain part kicked in, it brought me back to that scene rather than, having a moment that reminded me, I've got 20 more miles to run.
So if I'm working out, I need a certain type of music. So that's the personal preference again. I would something with synth heavy vibes, something on the more rock scale. I honestly like Turbo Kid is a great soundtrack. I have that Turbo Kid in there.
I like that one.
Really rips. And anything of that level.
Really rips, bro.
It does. It's really good. It's a really good synthwave, like just synthwave, hard rock, mix them together, and that's what you get. Like anything that kind of builds that in there. I think when I'm running, especially, I need something to keep me going. Maybe because like I don't know if I love running, but like I do it because I enjoyed that part of it and aspect of it. Running. So like I listen to my music, I listen to heavier stuff. So like I need my soundtracks to be of that ilk.
I was thinking about that recently because there's a string of Peloton running classes that were done in February, and like the theme of them was falling in love with running, and I just found that it was really effective, and it reaffirmed that I do love running.
I like that.
Caleb?
Yeah, let's do this. What do you think about the recent?
Caleb, I need to watch your trivia thing. I hope it went well. He played in Game of Thrones trivia. No, not affiliated with them. Something else. But he was working real hard at that.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Football.
Aaron Rodgers got re-signed for a shit ton of money.
I saw that. And someone got traded.
Mr. Wilson.
Shit.
So I guess that's the big stuff.
Wait, did you just say Aaron Rodgers got re-signed?
Yeah, 4 years.
Jesus fucking
guaranteed money.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's like guaranteed 200 mil until he's 42. It's crazy. So like it's a bonkers deal. It's crazy. And then Russell Wilson traded Denver. And then we're gonna see Watson next year.
Wait, what?
Did you see the breaking today?
No.
No charges will be pressed, so he's officially clear.
Oh, okay.
He's no criminal charges will be leveled.
Read some of this.
I'm not saying that's good or bad in any way. I'm just saying he will be playing next year. That is happening. So
like with who?
So Carson Wentz went to I think the Commanders.
Oh my God, that sounds so weird.
I know the Washington football team. So like they filled that hole. The Colts are still trying to figure that out. I think Garoppolo goes to the Colts. I think Trey Lance starts in San Francisco. So like there's not many teams out there that
Jimmy
need
G
a quarterback.
is leaving?
It's not it's rumored that he'll be leaving San Fran, and then basically that kind of leaves the.
I would be the worst
Buccaneers.
football player because I would get so sensitive about being traded.
Everyone thinks he'll probably turn up on the Bucks. So
Hmm.
whatever that means, but that
Wait,
was
Jimmy G will turn up on the Bucks?
no, Mr. Watson. So
Oh.
whatever that means.
Well,
but that was today's breaking news.
interesting.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
whatever the fuck that means. Still hate the guy. So
what else we
let's
got?
see.
I just cheers
I saw
the
that.
microphone. Go home, Sam. We've had horror movies set in malls, space, summer camps, etc. What's a setting you haven't seen in a horror movie that you'd both like to see? I have said this before, but I want a Final Destination movie set on a cruise ship.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's a good one. I immediately think Final Destination because what do I want to see? Like,
Well, Final Destination, I'm still also obsessed with. I think it was a concept trailer released a while ago where it was supposed to be Final Destination,
Medieval?
the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to see like a a super modern feeling horror concept like that taken way back.
Yeah, now I'm trying to think of it. Like, what do I want to see a horror scenario take place? Because I mean, I always want more like amusement parks, but like that's been done before. Like, there's no way to-
Final Destination.
yeah. Horror. So we don't have enough like sports horror
At
in
an
a way.
AEW event.
I mean, there's a lot of crossover between wrestling and horror. There are many indie wrestling horror movies, but like, yes, in a way, yeah. I want some kind of sporting event horror movie like that hasn't been done enough. Like
A beer festival, Final Destination. I don't know how that works.
just thinking of how that would work right now.
I know.
No, I go back to sports. Like there's like, I don't know, just the idea of like at a sporting event somehow working in like, and maybe that's the Final Destination start. Maybe they're all at like a basketball game or something like that's how it starts. The hoop swings down and kills somebody. Like all like the fucking jumbotron falls on somebody. Like there's so much stuff you can do. Like
I mean, there's quite a bit you can do. There's quite a bit you could do with Final Destination in every location. That's why my mind always goes back to that franchise.
sporting event. Okay, going back up here.
Wait, are you back up now or down?
I went back up. So I
Okay.
went
So
back
we've
up
done
so
the
we can
ones
hit-
that I
yes.
just saw.
Super chats are all done.
Why am I letting Matt steer this ship tonight?
I don't know. Yeah, you think Jon Hamm's ever going to be in a?
Jon Hamm recently said he was excited to play Mr. Sinister, but never filmed his scenes for New Mutants. Do you think we could still see him in the role in a future X-Men MCU property? I would bet no on that, but I don't necessarily think that, we should close the Marvel door to him. I mean, anything is
No.
possible. They can literally get anyone, and they're making so many movies that they need more actors.
They're always going to have a need for more actors. And now, picturing Jon Hamm as yeah, that would work. At least physically, he does would look exactly like it. Andrew has something very important.
Uh-oh. Can you take me higher?
I love how you started reading it and then trailed off, and we're like, "Fuck you,
Dude.
fuck you."
It's all good.
Andrew, you son of a bitch. All right.
What now? You almost put Ian in timeout.
I didn't
I
mean
saw
to.
that.
I went to click it.
Matthew Lillard is Shaggy in Scream 6.
Ooh.
I
That's
haven't
no
seen.
spoilers,
I
right?
haven't seen the Batman yet, but I've heard it's like 7 with Batman.
Yes.
Do you agree? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it
think
goes
it's
back
fair-
to
fair
Son of
comparison
Sam,
right there.
7, Saw. It's
Look at Evans.
oh god. No, soft pants, soft tacos.
Yes.
all the way. Soft pants, soft tacos. What are you talking about?
Oh, Ian's got an important question. I
Never.
did. No, I drank a lot of Prosecco and champagne the past 2 weeks.
That's true. Prosecco. Perry's answer.
Champagne was the other night though.
True. Wait, do we know? What do we got coming up?
Kennedy wants to know, out of all the horror movies confirmed for this year, can you name the one you are excited for the most and maybe a runner-up? I mean, you've already seen it, but Black Phone is pretty high up on my list. Everything that I've heard from it out of its festival run, I mean, it sounds like my kind of thing. And also, when Sinister came out, it was one of my favorite movies of the year. And this is another Scott Derrickson, Ethan Hawke collaboration. So it is in prime position to be a personal most anticipated of the year.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming out in the back end. I'm trying to think right now. I mean, am I excited to see how Halloween ends? Like, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, like I'm kind of excited to see how that ends.
Kills kind of hurt that for me a little bit, admittedly, but it is what it is. I am very excited for X and Bodies.
Yeah, I think coming into the year, X was really high up there. So now the fact that I'm going to see it pretty soon. Car set in the White House. Rodeo horror. That's an interesting one. They rated NASCAR. That was awful. Yes. Arnie in the MCU. I feel like DCU for some reason. I feel like he'd show up in a DCU
because
movie.
he was already in a DC film. It's Mr. Freeze.
That is correct. Yep, that is correct.
I do think that is, probably at the bottom of my Batman ranked list, but I'll fully admit that I'll watch that happily.
Yeah, no, that's totally
and
fine.
Enjoy watching it.
The cartoon Batman films are very fun to watch still, and I have no issue. No, sorry, I don't mean to say cartoon. I mean to say the cartoonish.
Pull it back a little bit.
The Burtons.
The cartoon Batman movies are
they are good. They are good
for the
too.
record, but that's not me.
Do you know what poster hung over my bed my very first year of sleepaway camp?
Batman. Robin? Forever? All right.
Forever. I loved that movie so much. I still watch the shit out of it.
Andrew says the side effect of trolling Matt and Perri is quickly starting to hate me. At least I'll always have.
Never, Andrew.
Heart.
Never ever.
This is actually legit. There we go.
Are you excited about the Arkham Asylum series replacing the GCPD show?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think everybody knows that we like darker material, and it's not that the GCPD show couldn't be that, given what they're going to have to deal with, but I don't know. An Arkham Asylum show sounds like it's like way more up our alley.
A horror forward Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Like on top of everything. That is... No. Yes, I'm very excited for it. Not to say I wasn't excited for a GCPD show, especially now having seen the Batman.
I know.
But I think
5 years of a GCPD show.
Well,
that is true.
The show already happened.
Gotham is good. Gotham is a good show. This is our next
Cali
Super Chat.
Kid. My friend has $2 on Best Picture. What's your pick?
Keep wavering on this. We do this every week.
Stop twinning with me. It's like that's like our thinky move. Like you ask us a question that we like both of us. Just what the fuck? So if you asked me at this very second, please keep in mind my answer could change. I don't want to waste that $2, but I'm going Coda right now. I think there is just so much enthusiasm and momentum behind it that it's going to be able to top Power of the Dog, which I think is the front runner right now. But I do think Coda is going to wind up topping it.
I don't know if I buy in that it'll get the win. I want it to. I said from the beginning, Coda is my I want this to win pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the one I think will still do it. It is getting a groundswell of support and everything we're seeing so far, but I think voting's done, right? All this support now, the voting's over. So
no.
Oh, it's not?
Oscar voting has not opened.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We got time. And
all right.
That's the thing too. I know a lot of people out there have differing opinions on how much other awards ceremonies matter, but this is going to be a really big weekend for the race between Critics' Choice and BAFTAs. Obviously because not Critics' Choice, but there's some voting crossover in BAFTA, and but then on top of that, even with Critics' Choice, whoever wins that Best Actress award there is going to get the opportunity to get up there and make a speech. And I guarantee you there's going to be a flurry of tweets and stuff. That just gives that person a bigger platform. It gives that person the opportunity to have their name heard by an Oscar voter who, might have been thinking about something else at the time. And it just puts that person in their movie at the top of their mind. Like anything can happen. And the fact that there's going to be so much talk around these individuals and these films, this weekend could really change the core and beyond with other guilds that still have to have their ceremonies.
Okay.
There's a lot to come right now.
All right. Well, so then, like, I would love it to be Coda. I really hope that is true. I don't know. I still keep thinking one of those movies like Power the Dog or Belfast is going to pull it out at the last minute.
Man, Power the Dog is so good. I just rewatched it the other week for that Q&A I moderated, and that, like, the whole mystery of it all is really, like, perfectly executed. I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but the way that they toe that line between showing what's really going on but making you think something else, it's really impressive and makes that ending so damn powerful.
There you go.
Luke is here, just being generous because he's Luke. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. You're wonderful.
Luke is good.
You know, Luke had a meatball shop.
Finally. There you go.
Man, that place is... I'm going back soon, and do you know what I'm going to have when I go back to New York?
Big old meatball shop?
Meatball shop.
I get it.
Meatball shop.
Here's a question. There we go.
From Faisal H., who says, my favorite horror film of all time is the first Insidious, and I think it's underrated. Any thoughts on it? Too bad I'm not wearing my Insidious t-shirt today. That would have been perfect for your question. I love that movie. It was one of my favorite movies of 2010, and it's probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
I love Insidious. I mean, I love most of what Juan does, so it's like shocking that I like Insidious, but like it is really, really good. And like when you talk about The Conjuring and all that stuff, and that's what everyone goes to for his haunted house material, but like I think Insidious is right up there with at least two of them.
Yeah, the Insidious like score and stingers are so perfect. Like there are moments that like give you a real joy. Like I'm not an easy scare, but there's a combination of like cuts and score in that movie that it'll chill me to my bones, and I love it.
I mean, it spawned its own franchise too. Like, you know, like people. I don't think people.
How do you feel about all of them?
It's again not The Conjuring, so like I know he only directed the first two Conjurings. Juan, so like 3 is harder to say. Like, you know, it's not his movie, so like technically it's still.
I like Conjuring 3. I don't love it as much as the other two, but I still like it.
Passable. It's not Juan, and I struggle with that. But no, I think the Insidious franchise has more lows than
one low, in my opinion.
I like 1, 2, 3.
I don't like 3.
You don't like 3, so 3 is the one you don't like.
3 broke my heart.
4 was the one
I have since forgiven Lee Whannell for that. He's gone on to make some great movies, but that was not one in my opinion.
With 3, I struggled more with Last Key.
I liked Last Key. I thought that was clever. But that was a nice bounce back for me.
But still, like the high of Conjuring 1 and 2 being like as good as they are versus like Insidious being that good and 2 being good and 3 again being good and 4 being for me.
Right.
For me, like so that it's,
I'll hear you.
That's where it gets struggle for me. But
Mike, hey, doing Mike? I find it kind of funny that Warner Brothers released that big promo teasing their 2022 schedule and then delayed everything a short time later.
Yeah. It was a really quick turnaround on that.
Yeah. I mean, who really knows what's going on behind closed doors and what kind of conversations that they're having, and also it's because there's so many departments and I don't know. You really never know what happens between something being released on any given day and then they get information that forces their hand in some respect. So whatever, as long as we get these films eventually, I'm going to be a happy person.
Yeah, again, just very interesting that it happened that quick, though. Like literally getting all hyped on like all the stuff coming out, and then like boom. I like this question.
Are you guys sad all these once grand theatrical experience franchise are going to streaming, like Evil Dead, Predator, Alien, and more?
So I think that's an interesting question because, like, I mean, Evil Dead, the TV show, I thought was great, and I
love Ash versus
and I don't
Evil
think
Dead.
It lost that much going to a television format and taking it off the
except an audience.
Except an audience.
That's
so, like,
the only thing it lost.
Lost by going off the big screen, but like. Yeah, I do wonder, like, you know, with Predator and Alien, because we're so used to these being huge Predator and Alien movies, like the bigger scale, and these, like, this is what we do. So when we're going to streaming, and especially Hulu, like, it's for way less money. It's going to be a contained story. It's going to be a much smaller version of what we're used to seeing. So I wonder how that pulls off, and I wonder how that like translates when we actually see these movies. Like, are we going to get everything we want from these films. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying we're not going to, because one's coming from Trachtenberg, one's coming from Fede Alvarez. Like they're picking unique people to tell these stories. I just worry that they're doing it on a slash budget and trying to go off the franchise name.
Yeah, that's part of it. Like, ask me this question again when these movies come out, and I might have a different answer. Sure. But in looking ahead, we've got to accept that this is an industry that is going to embrace theatrical releases and also streaming. And if that means I get more content, great. It doesn't seem like moving forward, the theatrical schedule is going to be limited yet, at least in certain respects. But I don't know. I feel like I'm starting again to be satisfied with my big screen options, but then it's nice to be able to sit at home and, play Texas Chainsaw Massacre and whatever else I want. So I just hope we find a healthy balance. More so than anything, I hope we find a healthy balance between gigantic blockbusters and independent films being screened in theaters. I think that's one of my biggest concerns, more so than anything.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's again, that question, I agree with you. It's a question we can better answer when we see the films, because at this point, I would love to see these movies on the big screen. But like, if you can still deliver the same experience on a streamer.
But when it comes specifically to certain franchise movies not getting theatrical releases, I would like them to get a theatrical release, but that's not the thing that I'm super concerned about. I'm more concerned about independent movies getting shut out of the big screen.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. We can do this one.
Yes, please. Which director would you choose to revive the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? I would pick James Wan. I would always pick James Wan for everything.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I feel like someone just did a dream-related thing that's making me think.
Dream horror?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's there. I don't have my phone on me, which is usually how I Google the things very quickly.
It's gonna bother me.
I'm trying to think like horror filmmakers though, and I think
David Bruckner.
What's
he up to? Isn't he up to something big?
Yeah, Hellraiser.
Oh fuck, that's what it was.
Yeah, he's doing Hellraiser, so he's got a franchise under his belt already. Again, for Hulu, I believe. Again, like
Nightmare
saying Wan has just completely just like
Streets.
Flanagan.
Well, give Flanagan everything.
But specifically because of Freddy and the dreamscape and all of that, I think Flanagan
that's fair.
Would really, really nail it. More so than Wan, who I also adore. I love James Wan.
I don't know if he gives me the Freddy I want.
You don't like
Yes, I agree. I think Flanagan's movies are very generic. I don't think
is perfect.
Hush is very, very good.
Flanagan is a fantastic television director.
Hush is very, very good.
Exactly what you mostly want in movies. That is at least my experience. But still, like, I don't think he goes into the Freddy that I want to see. If you're going to recreate Freddy, I want someone who has the same charisma and like the same kind of personality as Robert Englund, and I don't think that's the kind of Freddy Flanagan would want to see.
So then, what now?
That would be an interesting, like giving it to Lee at that point, like would be very interesting. I mean, there's so many horror directors that are up and coming right now that could have tremendous takes on this. And
I mean, I'm always saying give Karyn Kusama everything. What about Remy Weeks?
I mean,
his house. Like with what he does with the concept in his house in terms of like, blurring reality and fantasy and memory, I feel like he could be a really good fit for something like that.
I'm just looking at other people's. Brandon Cronenberg. Somebody said that. That would be. I mean, like, listen, he has dreamscape kind of freakiness there. That it's there.
What else we got?
David Lowery. It's not. I mean, again, that'd be a very different Freddy. Like, that is a very different kind of Freddy that we're talking about right there.
That would be interesting. I'd be open to seeing it.
I'm open to seeing everything. I want to see the biggest swings taken. I want to see like freaking God, I'm gonna butcher her name, but the director of The Lure. I'm just gonna say it that way. Like,
don't ask me.
Give someone like her something, a known property, and let her just go wild with it. Like someone with an absolute bonkers sense of style in the way that they direct, and like I think that would be the most exciting. We do have another super chat.
Wiley, question about A24's X. I personally don't like demon films. Have you heard if X is one of those types of films?
All we know is it's a hardcore slasher.
Yeah, I mean, I can at least
that's right.
tell. Well, I can maybe like pull up an an informative article I've
There you go.
already written because I spoke to Ty.
But like
Tag X.
the on the package delivery of it all is slasher. I don't think Demon is going to be. But again, I haven't seen it yet. Nor
The headline of the article, by the way, is Ty West explains why his new movie X is more charming than you might
I
think.
believe that.
He also talks a lot in this article about how he has a great reverence for cinema and how that comes through the movie. Because for anyone out there who doesn't know, the movie is about a group of people who go to a secluded farm in Texas to make an adult movie. And through that, he is basically expressing his love for film and also filmmaking. So he definitely emphasized that a good deal. I don't know if he ever used the word slasher in these quotes that I ran.
Well,
At the end, he says this is a fun and sort of charming movie, not a dark nihilistic movie. If that offers any
I like fun and
clarity.
charming be what he's leaning on here.
I'm just gonna stop there.
Yep, nope. I totally understand. Nope theories. Neil Blomkamp. Bobcat Goldthwait. Yeah, I want his Friday. There at Nightmare on Elm Street. I would happily watch that. Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
This is an Amelia question.
Do you
definitely.
all, including Amelia, have a favorite comic book storyline?
So
I'm gonna suck at this.
my answer is recency bias, but my answer is currently going to be The Long Halloween. Because I just reread it, and that story still absolutely rips, like, years and years and years later.
Okay.
The Batgirl revival, when Gail Simone pulled her out of the trash can that The Killing Joke left her in, 20 stars. And Ta-Nehisi Coates' Cat Run. There.
Okay. I'll just go to, like, the graphic novel that I've read and reread the most is probably Watchmen. And I think that's still true to this day. So I'll just lean on that right now.
I will go with. I'm like battling with two in my head right now. I really like Hack Slash, and specifically there is.
I need to read that.
So there's a run where Chucky comes into play, and like shocking, I like the Chucky like narrative when it happens, but like it's interesting because Chucky is the villain, but then she has to team with Chucky, so you have the horror slasher killer teaming with Chucky for a little bit, and of course he's a little shitbag, and he turns out like it's a good run. But like there are so many good runs in the Walking Dead comic that like my disdain of the show aside, the comic is immaculate. The comic is just so good. So like honestly, one of the best runs. Like
sorry, I just can't handle Rogers' face right now.
Also, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Oh, okay. You told me to read that, but no, I think specifically the Walking Dead run, like leading up to when Carl gets shot in the face, is such a good just narrative storyline they go through. So like, there's a lot going on there. So that
I think we got another one.
we did.
We got two more. Sam's back. Is there an LA tattoo shop that either of you would recommend? I didn't love the place I got my first one. I haven't gotten any tattoos in LA. All of mine have been done in New York. So this is all you.
I mean, I would recommend. Well, I guess. God, Thunder Rosa. I think it's called Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Road.
No. It's literally called Thunder Rosa or something. So I know it's the wrestler's name.
I don't think you're.
I swear to God, Thunder something. That's right. So where I got my tattoos, all three of them are from the same person. And I followed him to his shops. So like that's where I've been going because I like black and white and the way that he does the designs. Yeah. So Amelia's looking it up. It was Generation 8. Thunderbird.
Okay.
Thunderbird.
Thunder Rosa.
Echo Park area-ish. That's where I got mine, and I appreciate them. So yeah, I would love to give them money. Give them the monies. Here you go.
Faisal is back here. It would be nice if you guys have a letterbox. every year I do this. Every year at the beginning of the year, I'm like, this is the year I'll start letterbox, and I'll keep up with it and keep real organized, and then I don't do it. He does it.
Yeah, at Donatobomb, DONATOBOMB. I just keep up with everything. Tons of horror stuff, so it's gonna be horror forward, but still with everything. I still make a make an opinion to see everything I can. And now that I'm in the Critics' Choice, I'm going to get better access to things.
Party!
Fuck yeah.
Well deserved.
It's so funny that I'm going as a guest this weekend, but like,
But you're.
yeah,
I feel
I'm
like
in now. It's weird.
that's gonna make it that much sweeter for you, because like
Yeah.
like you don't walk in as a guest, you walk
No, I
in
know.
as a member of CCA.
It was just very funny. It was just very funny.
So
yeah.
cool.
Hopefully that happens.
So cool. Oh,
yes.
Rogers, what's wrong, baby?
Hi, Rogers. What was that?
Does he have to go?
I think he's okay.
Okay. What else we got? You want to do a couple more before we
Yeah,
close out?
We're fine. Let me go back up. Sorry, I was looking down lower. What else we have? Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Hi all. What movie kept you awake at night? Have a good weekend.
I like to have a good weekend at the end. Like, have a good sleep. Goodbye.
There was something recently that really bothered. What's the movie from Sundance that upset me? Where they meet people on a trip and they go to their house.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Fuck,
Crap.
what's the
It's
title?
a Shutter movie.
Ian will know it. I guarantee you, Ian will put it in the
Ian
chat.
Sundance, the foreign movie that.
We watched that.
Yeah.
No, we
You-
didn't watch it with
I
you.
thought you watched it.
No. We only watched Something in the Dirt from Sundance.
Oh.
I'm looking for Ian to fill us in.
There's a domestic movie that has that same premise. It's not good, which is why I
Okay.
was confused.
No, this movie was actually very good. It just it
Yeah.
upset me and it kept me up.
I again, I don't have my phone, so I can't do it very quickly. Sorry. It's something like I Speak Evil or something, like I See Something.
Speak no evil. I knew
God, I
Ian
got
was
it.
going to get
I
it.
got Speak an Evil.
Thank
It's
you.
so close.
Thank you. That makes me feel
Yes.
better now.
So Speak No Evil is your
That
answer.
was, yeah, I'll give you that one.
I think if we're just going all time for me, I think the one that freaked me out most is still Paranormal Activity. That's got to be my answer. I was in college. All my roommates were out. I went back to my dorm and I left all the lights on and literally all the doors open. And I was like, "Fuck off!" No.
If I'm going all time, it's still Martyrs.
Martyrs.
That was I had like a very sad couple of nights after that movie. It's a mean movie.
I'm just thinking more because there's so many, but I'm a terrified child. Like I had such a hard time. Like
That fascinates me
yeah, absolutely horrible.
because I didn't have that.
It's little things too. Like there's this indie horror movie called Echoes that left an impact on me, and it's about sleep paralysis. And this
Ooh.
girl, like the horror is basically that like everyone thinks that she's just like experiencing sleep paralysis, but like the demon is actually there. So like there are all these sequences where she's like stuck, paralyzed in that mode.
Like
but
Insidious.
yeah, but exactly, and like the demon just like hovers over and gets so close, and like you get the great shot of like the demon crawling up the bed onto her, and she can't
Okay.
move, and like
I've never
that's
seen
the
that.
kind of shit that fucks me up.
Maybe I'll watch that.
Fucks me up.
Maybe I'll watch that. All right, want to pick one more to take us out? I feel like it'd be dangerous to do like a roulette type thing.
Yeah.
Just see where you land.
Trying to spread the love here. Trying to see if there's somebody
That's
that
very
hasn't.
kind of you.
Yeah, trying to see if there's someone that hasn't been. Yeah.
The suspense is killing me.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, sorry, I was just seeing. I was reading a wrestling thing. Sorry, thank you,
Hey,
CNR. Yeah, I mean, you want to?
Oh,
Do you want to do that one?
which one?
This one?
Oh, the one you have on screen? Are you
Oh no,
pointing at
that's the same
something?
one.
I
That's the
don't
same.
know.
I was gonna say like
Oh yeah, Steve's got
we
some
haven't-
news
yeah,
here.
We haven't seen
Thoughts
Steve
on
yet.
Florence Pugh and Austin Butler joining the cast of Dune Part 2. I feel more strongly about Florence Pugh because I've seen so much work of hers. Like isn't Austin Butler's next big thing the Elvis movie? And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like
Boz Lerman.
you see what I'm forgetting that he's been in, but
Austin Butler. Is he?
yeah, this like he doesn't have the credits yet to give me the same enthusiasm and confidence that I have in Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
So until I see this very highly anticipated Elvis movie,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be as enthusiastic about him, but I trust Denis Villeneuve as a filmmaker and as an actor's director. So if he selected him, I am inclined to believe it was a good choice.
I mean, Florence. Yes. I like again.
Always
Echo.
yes to
No
Florence.
reason. I was gonna say like no reason to say anything else. I agree. Florence Peters, Casper, and everything. Austin Butler. I want to see more from.
My favorite Critics' Choice Awards picture ever is the one where you look like you are on a date with Florence Pugh, and I am perfectly framed out of the shot.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's absolutely
I'm
magical.
leaning forward enough. She's the
It
best.
is.
It's great.
And like you're both so like you look really good in the photo too. You legit look like you could be a Hollywood boyfriend.
I'm gonna take that compliment and ride that. Into
I will happily hand that to
And we
you.
have
I'm endlessly amused by
And what's
that.
funny is we're gonna end on this super chat.
Oh, Danny, a Serbian movie, worst scarring movie of all time.
Yeah, that wins over Martyrs for me. The Serbian.
I won't see it for this reason.
Yeah, I watched it.
No,
I did watch it.
It's not necessary.
So I watched the Serbian. I fucking Human Centipede 2. Human Centipede 1 is a good movie. 2 is the one that fucks me.
No, I'll get with you on Human Centipede 1. Like it is sick and twisted, but I think it's a pretty well executed movie.
Yeah.
2 had me say, like, fuck off to that film. Why did I not say fuck? Fuck off to that filmmaker, that franchise. It made me so angry. So angry.
I went to 3 and 3 was just bad. It wasn't even offensive.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't even touch 3. And it's very rare that, a bad installment of a franchise will turn me off that much. But Human Centipede 2 enraged me.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful film.
Awful.
Evil. Gross. Just no.
I think we need to end on a high note, and you should just pick that. He could. He's got the hair to do it.
It's not doing anything right now.
No, I mean, not right now, but
that's what I got.
We could try. We could try.
No, I'm getting a haircut for the Critics' Choice tomorrow.
I know. Gotta look good.
Keep it all in place.
Gotta look good. All right. That's it. That is our AMA episode of the Merri Hour. Well, we're going to be virtual next week, which I'll be on the East Coast.
Yes, that is true.
I'll be on the East Coast, but we'll do something fun. We always do something fun, right, guys?
A little bit more.
You guys seem to have fun with this.
Normal episode next time.
Yes. All right, we're out of here. You guys have a good weekend. You're manning the controls tonight. You got to take that responsibility.
Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?